Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Drop, and this is my performance review of the Adidas Agent Gil RESTOMOD. So this is Gilbert Arenas' shoe, and they did a RESTOMOD. So basically what a RESTOMOD is kind of Adidas' version of Protro. So Protro is when Nike took a Kobe, right? And then they made some modifications to it to improve upon the tech. That's what they did here in this shoe. They gave it boost, right? So obviously when the shoe originally came out, they didn't have boost, but they resto-modded it and it has boost, right? So if you guys do want to cop, I'll try to leave an affiliate link in the description box. It does retail for 150 bucks, but it's been out for a while now and it's 90 bucks now. So I just checked and it's 90 bucks. It's on crazy sale. So if you guys do want to cop, links will be in the description box, but let's get started off with the tracciones, and the traction is very, very weird, guys. So we have like a wavy kind of pattern right here in the forefoot. We have the Adidas logo here in the forefoot. We got some circles, kind of like where the ball of your foot is, and we have some more circles here where this black rubber is. Then here in the heel, we have the 3 stripes logo that also does extend here into the midsole. So how is the traction? The traction, you definitely need to break it in. Like when I first got it, the traction wasn't sticking too well, and I had to break it in for like a good amount of time. I would say maybe like a week. It wasn't terrible though. It just wasn't having amazing stops, right? But once I broke it in, it actually started to bite really well. And also when I first got it, it wasn't super squeaky. But once I broke it in, it started to squeak a little bit more, which I do like as well. Of course, squeak has nothing to do with the performance of the overall like outsole or the rubber. But I mean, who doesn't like to have squeak? Right? It's just weird when I'm playing like Curry's with the flow outsole and it has no squeak. If you're playing on a really clean court and you break this in for a little bit, then I would say it's pretty damn good. It's definitely not top tier. I would just say it's like a solid stop. If you're playing on a dusty court, however, it picks up a freaking crap ton of dust, which sucks, right? And picks it up really quickly, right? I'm guessing because, I don't know, maybe the grooves are super close together and traps all that dust, but like it picks up dust really quickly, right? And it's not the easiest wipe either. I would say it's like you really have to kind of like get in there and do like a couple wipes. Some shoes, you know, just like one wipe and you're good to go. This one, you kind of like have to get in there. It wasn't terribly hard, but I did find it a little bit more annoying just because the frequency that I had to wipe, that was annoying, and also like how hard I needed to wipe was kind of annoying as well. So if you're playing on a dusty court and you don't like to wipe, probably not the best option for this shoe. Also durability, probably not the best option either. I mean, usually like older shoes, I feel like are good for durability and outdoor use, but this one, like the rubber is on the softer side of things, and it's also the grooves are pretty damn thin, so probably not the best option for outdoor use, right? So there is a traction there. It's just like all right. All right, moving on to the heel to toe transition. It's overall pretty smooth. Here in the heel, we have a curved shape, one nice rounded shape here, and also the foam is pretty, like it's exposed, so it's not super clunky or anything. And then here in the forefoot, we have a little bit of a curved shape, which is non-existent in a lot of Adidas basketball shoes. Why? I don't know why, but here we have a nice little curved shape and also a lot of forefoot flex. And it's not like super springy or anything. You don't get that kind of spring effect, that bounce back, kind of like in the Wild 10s, but it's more on like a super flexible side, which I do like as well. And also we have this plate, and of course because of this plastic plate, you do have good torsional support. So overall heel to toe transition, very, very smooth. And now moving on to the cushion. So the cushion is, it's not that nice, right? So like I said, they're using boost, but you can't even see the boost really at all, right? Where is the boost? You can't tell. It says boost, but it's literally, it's encased in this carrier, right? So this is, I'm guessing this is just EVA. It's pretty damn stiff. There's not a whole lot of compression or anything from the actual midsole. And then if you look at the actual insole, the insole is crappy. You know, they're giving us the regular Adidas insole, which is super duper thin. And then underneath that, we have a super stiff stroke, like really, really stiff. Like, holy crap, it's super stiff. And then if you look in the heel, however, there are some cutouts, and it is like on the softer side of things. So in the heel, it's not bad, but then like if you look at the forefoot as well, the forefoot is pretty damn stiff. And also it's really thin, it feels like, right? So the core feel is extremely good. You're low to the ground, which feels great, but you already have this carrier, right? And then you have that boost, which because of that carrier, and then just how low to the ground you are, I'm guessing the boost is super thin. So the cushion is not super nice. Like stepping comfort in the heel is like all right, but then like impact protection, I would say is like mediocre. I would say it's like a little bit less than adequate. If you're doing like super hard impacts, especially in the forefoot, probably not the best, right? I guess the only thing that's good about the only two good things about this cushion, in my personal opinion, is the cord feel, and also kind of like the step and comfort in the heel. But other than that, it's just like, it's whatever. You know what I mean? I definitely feel like if you're gonna resto mod it, you should go a little bit harder and do a little bit better, improve the cushion a little bit more, but I would say it's the cushioning setup is just right? All right, moving on to the material. So because this is an older shoe, they're using old school material. So we actually have some suede, and the suede feels pretty nice. It's not super buttery smooth, but it doesn't feel super cheap either. So actually, like, there was no pinching or anything, and pretty much like right out the box, it was soft, right? So here in the toe box, I did like the material, and then of course here in like the midfoot, we have some leather material as well, and that actually feels pretty nice for quality too. So I'm actually not mad at the suede. I do like suede, and it doesn't feel super bulky or anything. I mean, obviously comparing it to like super thin mesh or super thin like knit material, textile material, it's not as like minimal, but it's still like on the thinner side of things, but conforms to your foot extremely well too, and also is a lot more supportive than like mesh, you know? So I really like the material. And then for the tongue, we have like an average amount of padding, right? And it feels pretty nice and cozy on top of your foot, but it's also an independent tongue. So it kind of like free flows, you know what I mean? Here in the ankle area, there's also very minimal padding too. So it's kind of weird, you know what I mean? It feels like, it doesn't feel super minimal just because like there's a lot of leather overlays, and there's the suede is kind of like on the thicker side of things, comparing it to like super thin mesh. But I guess it's just like, it's a good combination of like support, like a supportive material, but also like it's super comfortable and cozy as well, but not being too bulky, right? So overall, I like the materials, especially in this colorway. There are other colorways that do use different materials, but in this colorway, I do like the material choice, right? All right, moving on to the fit. I went true to size and fits me really, really well. Well, which surprised the hell out of me, right? I thought it was gonna fit like really roomy or like kind of wide or something like that, but I went true to size, and my toes go pretty much right to the edge of the shoe. So lengthwise, if you want a snug fit lengthwise, I would suggest going true to size. Here in the toe box, I would say it's like a little bit more snug than like just normal. It's a slightly snug fit, which I do like, and also width-wise, I would say it's like a normal width, right? So it fits me pretty damn well, and I did like the overall fit for me. If you have a wide foot or you want a roomier fit in your shoes, probably just go up like a half size and you should be good to go. All right, as far as the support and lockdown goes, I mean, old school shoes, I feel like old school shoes never had a problem with support just because of the material choice. You know what I mean? Like, you don't even need crazy lateral counters. Like, this material I feel like is good enough. But yeah, so on the lateral side here in the forefoot, I guess we do have a little bit more of like suede overlays, which does stiffen up the material a little bit, like right here. So forefoot, I was good to go. My foot was not coming out of the footbed really at all. Here in the midfoot, we do have this like leather piece, right? And then also it says Gil Boost, which is pretty cool. And then here in the heel, we have the foam coming up, right? We can see this carrier, it comes up to act as a sidewall a little bit, and also there's an internal, like a very stiff internal TPU heel counter. So for lateral containment, I was good to go. And also lateral stability, look at that. You have a pretty nice outrigger, right? It's just, this is just rubber, and actually I've never really seen it extend so much here into the midfoot, look at that. But you do have a wide base, and like I said, you're super low to the ground, so lateral stability was good, and also lockdown was good as well. Like, I didn't really have any issues with like heel slippage or anything like that. My foot overall felt pretty locked into the shoe, and also, like I said, it fits me well, so I did like how it played and how it fit on my foot. And now moving on to the weight of the shoe. If I remember correctly, it was on this heavier side. I mean, it feels pretty heavy. I'm guessing like 13 ounces? Yeah, 13.83 ounces. Let's check the other shoe. 13.86 ounces. So it's getting pretty close to 14 ounces. And yeah, it definitely is not light. You know what I mean? You definitely feel a little bit of the weight, but the good thing is it doesn't feel super bulky. You know what I mean? Like, nothing protrudes out like crazy, you know, like in BYWs or in like Adidas designs, like the midsole bubbles up and it feels super kind of like bulky. This shoe feels more like streamlined, right? So it doesn't feel super bulky, but it does feel like on the heavier side of things. But it is overall like responsive, right? The traction, however, definitely I feel like could have been a lot better. But everything else, like support was good, cushion low to the ground and responsive cushion, and like my foot's not moving around in the shoe. So I did feel very, very quick when I was playing in this shoe on a very clean court, right? But when I was playing on a dusty court, it was kind of annoying, you know? So there's the weight there. And obviously for ventilation, this shoe is freaking hot. I mean, you have ventilation holes, I guess, but these don't do anything because there's an underlaying material, and also these ventilation holes are super small. So yeah, your foot's gonna be super high in this shoe. As far as the aesthetics go, it's pretty cool. I really like this colorway, right? It's gray, and then the lining is green. Not a fan of like the cheetah print on the midsole though, but overall I feel like it's a pretty good looking shoe. So tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics down in the comment section below. So wrapping things up, 150 bucks, no. It's not, I mean, if the traction was top tier, I'd be like, oh, it's pretty good. You know what I mean? The cushion definitely could be a lot better, just because they're saying it's a RESTOMOD, they're giving us boost, but it was super underwhelming. But then, like, you know, like, I did not enjoy playing this when I was playing on a dusty court. It was kind of annoying, honestly, right? But if you're playing on a clean court and also it's on sale for 90 bucks, I feel like it's worth 90 bucks. You know what I mean? And also if you're playing on a clean court, and I guess if you like how it looks as well. But other than that, I definitely feel like there are better options out there, lighter options with just as good support, better cushion, and also way better traction, right? But like I said, it's not a terrible shoe, but if you definitely want to make it work, you definitely can. But it's not really gonna be in my rotation, you know what I mean? But anyways, that about concludes my review of this shoe. Again, if you guys do want to cop, try to leave a feeling in the description box. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.